Hello all, we are back with some more campaign time. I hope those of you who celebrated Thanksgiving had a wonderful, relaxing weekend, but I think our squad has recovered enough that we can debrief them and figure out maybe what happened with this particular mission. I have to start out with a couple of little updates, let's call them, with a big thank you to Jay Grays, who pointed out two things. The last Hive mission, as he put it, there was good news and there was bad news. All right, so what the heck? Let's just start with the good news. So Zero, man, he really came through last time, right? I felt like he was kind of coming into his own. He was maybe figuring out how to lead again after the horrible loss of his previous squad. And he was doing a great job at pulling those command points for take cover. And that was really helpful, but I wasn't sure how long that cover lasted. The good news is, when it says it lasts the entire combat round, it means every single turn of that particular combat. So I was using it, and then at the end of the fight sequence, I was removing the take cover and having to redraw for it for the next round of combat. According to Jay Grays, that was incorrect. If you call take cover, it's going to cover that entire fight until either you're dead or the enemy is dead. You don't have to keep yelling take cover, take cover, take cover. So all of those command points we were using to re-up our take cover, we could have been using it for something else. So that's the good news. Now, of course, the question becomes, well, what's the bad news? And the bad news has to do with these special abilities. Okay, so the Dark Root says, every time you see this symbol, each success inflicts 2 wounds, right? And I was reading that to say where this symbol fell would dictate when this ability applied. So I was playing it so that the 2 wounds only happened when we were close range, when we were hand to hand. When we were at fire, I said, well, there's no symbol there. There's no 2 wounds. Not true, all right? If this symbol appears in this box at all, it will apply to both range and hand-to-hand attacks unless the text says otherwise. So let me flip this over because we played earlier the Flesh Eaters, right? The Flesh Eaters, their little symbol comes next to hand, but it says to apply the -2 modifier to fire attack, all right? So even though the symbol's next to hand, okay, ignore that. It only applies to fire because it's in the text box up here. Does that make sense? So this symbol, when it appears, it's going to apply to all attacks unless the text says otherwise. So Flesh Eaters only happens in fire. Unfortunately, Dark Roots, those double wounds are going to happen in both. Yeah, these guys were much, much tougher than we were playing them. Okay, admittedly, we would have had a couple more command points to play with, but I feel pretty confident in saying these guys are above us. So I am going to abort. I am not going back down into that hive. They're just civilians. We won't miss them. It's not like they were scientists or anything. Let's just leave them down in there. We're gonna pass on the Dark Roots. Let's move on to our next enemy, because these guys are crazy tough. So we're done with these. Let's see what we're gonna do next. Okay. Change this up just a little bit so that I could list who we've gone up against, because I'd like to, keep seeing new enemies. And these are the 4 we've gone through, and the base game comes with 6. So we have 2 more new forces to battle. I guess the world is a very, very dark and horrible place that we have stumbled into because, man, it seems like everything wants to kill us. And I think maybe let's try the Dark Gods, because they kind of give our fire squad another shot at this. And let's get those fire guys back on the horse, because here's why, all right? Their special ability is they have a suicide attack, okay? It happens for the cultists only. The other 2 guys, they don't have this. So the cultists, their deal is if only they're at hand-to-hand range, if they make a successful attack, basically they blow themselves up. So we remove the enemy from combat and we suffer a grenade attack. All right, so I guess if you think about it, they're probably clutching a grenade. If they get close enough to us, they're going to pop the pin, explode themselves, and hit all of us. Now, remember, that's only hand to hand. So if we can keep them at fire range, you'll see, again, with that take cover, they're pretty horrible at fire range. So if we can stay at fire range, we can avoid the suicide attack. The other thing that happens is they do have regeneration, but that's only the big guy. Okay, and the acolytes and the daemon, the big dudes, you'll see again, hand to hand, they are crazy good. But at fire range, we have a chance. So what if we pull up our little fire squad that did so poorly in the hive and give them another chance? Let's send them out against these dark gods and see what happens. Just to get them sort of back on the horse, all right? So for our next one, so for number 5 here, we're going to try going up against the dark gods. We are pulling, however, from table B. So let's see here which mission we're going to get. 2, that's going to give us, oh wow, this is definitely poetic justice. They're going back into the hive. We're really getting them back up on the horse here. All right, hive mission number 4 against the dark gods. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, mission 4, destroy the core. Ooh, yes. Military intelligence has identified a weak point in the hive's physical structure. They hope to exploit this weakness and use it to collapse the entire network of tunnels. Your squad has been ordered to place 2 demo charges, 1 in 2 separate locations on these fragile areas in an attempt to destroy the whole hive. Cool. Okay, objective. Reach 2 different special nodes and we have to place a demo charge. Node pools, blank, blank, and an E. Base requirements, advance 3, 5+ table A. Okay? Okay, special rules. What do we need to know? So during research selection, we must select 2 demo charges. That makes sense. When you reach a special node after resolving an event, we arm them by dropping them on the map. You can only put 1 charge on a node. When 2 nodes have been placed, the mission is an immediate success. Okay, so we can't use those charges. They have to take up slots in our inventory. That's kind of a bummer. Yeah, the 2 demo charges occupy 2 resource slots. E, leaving your squad with only 6 available resources. What? Okay, once it's armed and dropped, there's an open slot where you can carry a new resource if we hit something that gives us more. All right, I'm thinking strategic options here. Okay, E is strong enemy presence, and we use B table. Yuck. And blank are weaker, and we use the A table. Okay, so remember, we have, what did it say? Okay, 2 blanks and 1 E. We only have to hit 2 of these nodes, right? Hopefully we'll get lucky and hit the 2 blanks, which means we will never have to travel to the 3rd node. And that's what killed us the last time in the hive, right? We made it to 2 nodes, but we just didn't have enough left in us to make it to all 3. So hopefully we can do this. Let's figure out who we're going to take with us now. All right, so this is the team we ran last time, okay? And it works, except the one thing, remember, that was happening to us is during battle, we were only able to attack with these 3. And there was definitely the sense of being overwhelmed by so many enemies versus only 3 of our guys, all right? And that's, if we look back at the enemy tables here, you'll see there's a chance of that happening, but at the same time, I don't know if that's entirely true. Because what you'll see here is that last time, these were our dark roots, all right? And you'll see that even at a low level, we were pulling 4 creepers and 1 adult. So there were 5 of these guys. Then we went up to 7 of these guys and 8 of these guys. There were a ton of them on this Class B table. Same with the Class A, right? We were pulling up to 6 or 7 creepers at a time. We look at the dark gods, their numbers they're a little less, not much, but a little. On Class A, they're a little less here. It's mostly here in Class B that we kind of see the fact that the numbers are going down, right? So there's not quite as many enemies we're going to be up against, but it's still going to be pretty close. Down here, like for instance, let's say we pull a 6. That was 6 creepers and 3 adults. Here it's going to be 5 cultists and 1 acolyte. So that's 6 versus 9 enemies, right? So I'm thinking there's not going to be, hopefully, as many of these dark gods. That's my hope anyway. So maybe we would be okay. Maybe we would be okay running these 3 guys, all right? Hopefully we won't be pulling as many enemies, and they won't be doing 2 wounds every time. So I think we could possibly get away with it. However, here's my other thought. Okay, here's my other thought. We definitely want to pick up some strategic options this time, right? We're going to need those. And one of the ones we can take here, oops, that's the wrong sheet, is we can get a free specialist. So let's say we get the Explorer for free, all right? That'll free up 10 recruitment points. And what we can do is, if we take out Crusher, who's worth 30, and a free specialist, that's going to give us 40 points. We could bring in Fireteam A and Scarlet, right? So that would get us a total of 4 fighters. Okay. We would lose all of our wonderful hit points. Man, Crusher, you know, he is definitely the guy here as far as health. Plus, he's the only one who can absorb hits, right? So there's that to take into consideration. But it would give us 4 people to fight with and 4 people to advance with. So we might be able to move a little bit faster. And then the last one I think I need to think about is Sniper. And that's because I was, okay, let's face it, not too impressed with Sniper last turn, or last Hive mission. And I think that was because he was just kind of a dud pulling his random numbers. Now, there is somebody else, however, that we may want to consider throwing instead. And that is Heavy Weapons. We haven't played with the Heavy Weapons Specialist yet. He also costs 30. Remember, I know it says 40 here. It's only because I haven't printed it out. We upgraded him to Veteran, but he still costs his non-veteran status for a campaign. So he's only a 30-point dude. So these guys would be interchangeable. And what's cool about Heavy Weapons is, check this out. His fire ability is a 2, and it's armor piercing. So that means there is no armor saves for him. And for our dark gods, all of the acolytes we're going up against do have armor, all right? So that would negate all of the acolytes' armor for any hit coming from heavy weapons. And with a random number pool of 2, man, at a 6, he would be getting 3 hits with no armor save. I don't know, is that better than Sniper? He was such a dud last time. I kind of feel like maybe he is. The drawback, of course, is that Heavy Weapons cannot advance, all right? He does not have an advance ability. He only has this anti-vehicle ability. So I'm thinking that if I take out Crusher and pull in Heavy Weapons, maybe. See, this is where this game gets fun, right? It's trying to plan what you're going to do next. Because I don't know. I'm not sure which way to go for this. Squad leader, yeah, you're obviously coming with us. Because if I pull out Crusher, I'll get back 2 people who can advance, okay? If I put in Heavy Weapons, then I'm still stuck with only 3 people advancing, but that's where I would be if I was running my original team, right? My original team also has 3 people advancing, so that's not too much of a difference. The only thing I worry about, right, is Crusher's ability to soak up those wounds. Don't know if I'm going to miss him or not. But maybe we should try that. Maybe we should give heavy weapons a chance just to see what he can do. Or do we give sniper another shot? This is the question. All right, let's take the risk. Let's take the risk. What the heck? It's just a game, right? Let's take out Crusher. Let's take out Crusher here, and let's take in our heavy weaponist. Let's drop our sniper. We're going to bring up Fire Team A. That's right. We have the Abraham Benjamin rival going on here. We're going to bring in Miss Scarlet. To do this, however, we will have to take 2 strategic options. That's okay. We're getting to the end of the game. I think that's probably a wise choice. So let's take 1 free specialist, because that's going to get us with the right number of points. And let's take 2 extra resources, since we're going to be, remember, we're going to have to take those 2 demo charges. So let's make it so we can take those 2 demo charges for free, which means, what should we take with us? All right, so resources, let's see. So we know we have to take 2 demos here, okay? And then that will be our 2 extra resources. So we still get to take our base 8. And remember, in the hive, we need lots of intelligence. So let's take 4 intelligence, just so we can be revealing those tiles. Let's take 1 smoke grenade, because we really need to stay at fire range. And these guys are going to be tough to do that. And the last thing, let's take our 3 medikits, all right? I hope that's the way to go here. Man, I'm kind of going back and forth on how much info to take versus medikits. Maybe we'll switch out. Let's switch out 1, because we don't have Crusher with us. So let's just do that. We'll do that. 3 info, 4 medikits, 1 smoke grenade. All right, I think we're ready to roll. Is there anything else I need to do? Nope, this is it, guys. Let's go back into that hive. All right. Let's generate ourselves a hive. Our entrance tile is going to be here. Okay, so we can come in and either do, oh my gosh, 3 plus A plus 2. Okay, so once again, yeah, start here, and I think we're definitely going to be coming in from this side. So let's pull 2 more tiles and place them. All right, this is that nice, remember, node that lets us go in any direction. So let's keep that. We will hit a B, but that's all right. This will be our first. Can't have that one. Ooh, toxins. Do we want to deal with toxins or not? I don't think so. I don't think we want to deal with toxins. Let's put that one up top for now. We'll stick him up here. Okay, mix this up, and we are definitely going to spend our very first info to get us 2 more tiles, and hopefully one or 2 of these will be, yes, just what we were looking for. Okay. Oh, this is an unstable area. Uh-oh, what does that mean? Okay. Great. At the start of every turn, draw a random number. 4 plus means increase by 1 the required success level of the current node. Ooh, okay. So it might take a while to get to this, huh? All right. But we need to get through it, because we need to get here. Grr. Don't think we have much of a choice here. I think we will definitely place this one here. Yep. The next one we pull is, yes, there they are, our 2 nodes. We could be done. If we could get through this, we could be done. Okay, complex tunnel network. Great. Let's put that down here, right? Let's see if I can slide this up just a little bit more. Perfect. We'll stick that here. There we go. Oh, this is fabulous, because this means, of course, all of our info from here on out we can use to advance through nodes or for any other things we want, right? We don't need to find that 3rd question mark. We have a chance here, guys. We have a chance. All right, let me get this all set up, and then we'll jump right in.